Hello everyone and welcome back to my brand new video podcast. Thank you for joining me. As always, I appreciate each and every person that watches. But if you're hot, I probably appreciate you more. Let's just face it, I'm a shallow, middle-aged white man. That's kind of our thing, right? We just appreciate the hotness. I think more than any other group of people, except when it comes to Donald Trump. That's the one that kind of threw me for a loop there. He's not young. He's not hot. He's got a dad bod times 10. I don't know what that was all about. But still, I appreciate you for watching. And I have one simple question. As I'm sitting here drinking my fine, and I think it's going to be backwards in the video, Angkor beer. The beer of Cambodia. You can see it. Oh, you can feel it. Oh, yeah, baby. Stroke it. Give me your foam. And plus, it hides that right there because I still haven't set up where I want to do these things from. And this is kind of a, well, here, I'll show you. It's kind of it's a table covered with a towel. But I'm just wondering why everybody is so afraid of wearing a mask. I don't get it. It's beyond my comprehension. It's beyond anything I can think of. Like here in Southeast Asia, where I live, people have been wearing masks for years and years and years. And the number of diseases and viruses associated with breathing or spitting or anything else that flies up into the air has been very, very low. Even now with the COVID, numbers compared to other countries are extremely low. Something like 1,500 cases, I think one death here, which is an incredible number when it comes to that kind of thing. But people in the West, people back home in America and in Europe, they're throwing fits. They're saying things that just don't make any sense, just as an excuse because they don't want to wear a mask. Listen, nobody wants to wear a mask. Nobody is thinking, you know what, I'm going to go out. We have a special night. I'm going to put on my best shirt, brand new pair of pants, dress shoes. Oh, I better be sure to grab that mask, though. Under normal circumstances, nobody is even thinking about that. But they do it because it's the right thing to do. And people that don't want to do it, every time I see somebody like complaining, I'm just thinking, why do you want to kill all the old people? Why do you want to kill the grandmas and the grandpas? I don't understand what your problem is with the vulnerable citizens. Yeah, you might be safe. You have no problem. You're healthy. You're young. Just like your gonorrhea back when you were 18 is going to go away. I get it. But old people, probably not so much. And so I just don't understand what the problem is. Maybe you can help me understand. Maybe you can leave me a comment and say, well, here's what I think, without using conspiracy theories or pseudoscience or something you read on a blog, or some 10-minute YouTube video. Just like, point me in the right direction for the facts and the actual evidence on why you should not wear a mask when you're around other people, when you're outside, etc. I mean, 2020 was the year that was the lowest for the actual flu. And why was that, do you think? It's because there were so many mask mandates in action that people didn't catch the flu. And that says a lot. Now, I realize some people are going to be like, oh man, that's not true. You have the flu is a lie, and AIDS is a lie, and COVID is a lie, and everything is a lie. And they always use the same excuse, right? If you ask them, like, why is that a lie? Oh, because, you're a sheeple. You just believe what the government tells you to believe. Yeah, they use that term, the government. You can't trust the government. Okay, well, which part of the government? The government is comprised of thousands and thousands of little tiny organizations. So, like the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, are they the ones that came up with this misinformation about the mask? Is that the part of the government you're talking about? Was it the military contractors who just said, you know what we should do? We should lie about this COVID stuff. That'll be good for our business. It just seems to be a little bit ridiculous. And I'm not going to call anybody out. I'm not going to mention names. But some of the comments I see and some of the tweets I see, if you're over on the Twitters, they baffle me. They baffle me. Like, one guy said, hey, when babies are born, they do not wear masks because God didn't want them to. That's why you shouldn't wear a mask. Well, when babies were born, they weren't born wearing condoms. They weren't born wearing helmets. They weren't born wearing braces. They weren't born with a driver's license. Come on. Do you really think that's a legitimate excuse? God, if you weren't born that way, it's against God. First of all, the first thing you have to do is prove the existence of a God. And my first question when somebody mentions God doesn't want you to do this is, which God? Because there are over 3,000 gods in the world. Which God are you referring to? Everybody who believes in a particular God believes that that's the only God that exists, and all the rest are fake. So which God are you attributing this to? I don't know. But that's what I always try to ask. And then it, because it's on the internet, of course, it inevitably winds up into a, you're a stupid idiot because you don't, blah, blah, blah. Welcome to 2021, my friends. But, I'm not against you if you believe in a particular God. But if you're going to use that, if you're going to use your special invisible friend who lives in the sky to do things like not wear a mask or not get vaccinated or anything else, the first thing you have to do, to me, is prove the existence of your God. And so far, it's non-existent. Hasn't happened. Nobody has ever proven with evidence and facts backed up by research the existence of a God. I grew up in a very religious household. And by religious, I don't mean like Lutheran or Methodist or, one of those where you can just, you go to church on Sunday and you're good for the rest of the week. Knock yourself out. No. I grew up in a Pentecostal, praise Jesus, holy roller, miracles and signs and speaking in tongues, taking the Bible literally kind of household. And I was not allowed to just go to church once a week on a Sunday. No. I had to go, there was Sunday morning service. Well, first, even before then, there was Sunday school when we were kids. Then there was a Sunday morning service. Then there was a Sunday evening service. And then there was a Tuesday prayer meeting. And then there was a Friday night youth meeting once you got older to hang out with all the other Christian kids, and make sure everybody stayed within the religion. So I went to church, literally, growing up. I was forced to go to church 4 or 5, sometimes 6 times a week. Now, the good thing about that, to be honest, is that when you're in a youth group, which is simply a bunch of 14 to 16-year-old kids who are going through the most sexually transforming times of their lives. But because of our religion, our parents would never have the sex talk with us. We had to discover that on our own, Sex was a forbidden topic. You don't talk about sex. So when you get a bus full of 14 to 16-year-old girls and boys together in a bus, headed to a weekend retreat where there was going to be a minimum of adult supervision, 3 parents volunteered, and you had 40, a mixed group of 40 kids, boys and girls, on a bus, and they're going away for the weekend. Sure, they, to some Christian camp, and they separated the boys where they could sleep from the girls where they could sleep, but shit happens, man. Trust me. We're all in the same boat. We're all horny. We're all going through changes in our lives. Nobody will tell us what it's about. Nobody will guide us in the right direction, so we just go nuts. 3 months later, pregnancy announcements start coming up, and everybody thinks, oh my God, my kid's a sinner. Yeah. He must have forsaken the faith. That kind of thing. So, first you have to prove to me that your God exists. Alright? And you have to answer certain questions, like in the Bible, Book of Genesis, Adam and Eve, right? the first man and the first woman, they had 2 sons. This is in the Bible. Go ahead and reread it if you need to. They had 2 sons, Cain and Abel. They had 2 sons. So there was a mom, there was a dad, and 2 sons. God kicked them out of the Garden of Eden. And he said, fuck you guys, get out. But go forth and populate the earth. So my question has always been, well, how did we get here, if that's the case? You have a mom, a dad, and 2 sons, and God told them to go forth and have a lot more babies. So in my opinion, Cain and Abel were the first 2 literal motherfuckers. They had to be. Which means that God said incest is fine. Go ahead and fuck your family. It doesn't matter. Because under that plan, under that deal, we are all related somehow. So any time that you have sex with another person, in any capacity, you're committing an act of incest. And he's fine with it. He's the one that said, go do it. I don't know how you explain that. I don't know. But to think that you can use your God as an excuse not to wear a mask is a stretch. It might not even be a stretch. It's probably a break. Like a break in reality. Somehow. I mean, all through history, people have used their God to promote war, rape, oppression. War, religion is probably, no, it is, not probably, it is responsible for more wars than anything else. All the main shit, all the big shit you see happening between different countries, if you look at the bottom line, is because of religion. This religious group doesn't believe this religious group's interpretation of what they believe. And it goes back and forth, and then people start killing each other, despite the fact that all major religions have some form of text in their religious documents telling you that killing one another is wrong. But there's another part in all these religious books that they say, hey, but it says here, you know, if you go against my God, then I have the right. And so that's kind of hypocritical also, I would think. Just my thought, though. Let me show you the yellow towel again. I'm going to sip on a nice beer. ASMR style. So relax. Ready? Ready? Very relaxing. But anyway, I just want to say, as a matter of fact, wearing a mask reduces the chances of you getting viruses. Not just in the age of Corona, but like I said, 2020 was the lowest number of cases for the regular flu virus because so many people were forced to wear masks. There are absolutely no negative side effects to wearing a mask other than you don't want to do it. It's uncomfortable. It's hot. It doesn't feel right. But that's all in your mind. All the other stuff is just a bunch of pseudoscience nonsense that will never ever be proven by the scientific community as a whole. So I'm saying I don't understand why people don't wear a mask. We're trying to get over this hump. We're trying to get over this virus. We're trying to get over this pandemic. And yet people just keep repeating the same misinformation after misinformation. They all say the same thing. Hey man, do your research. And I did. Unfortunately, when I ask them, what is your research? They send me a meme or like a 7-minute YouTube video by somebody who has the word doctor in their name and say, see, that doctor said something. And then you look him up on Google and find out his license has been revoked because, he's a piece of shit. But, wear a mask. I implore you. Let's get this back open. Let's get Cambodia, the country, let's get it back open. Let's get people over here. Let's have foreigners spending their money here. And even if you don't want to come over here, you're back in the United States, you're back in Britain, you're back in the UK somewhere. Hey, wear a mask. Get vaccinated. This thing will end a lot sooner if you do. Quit with the conspiracy theories and the lies, and take your own advice and do some real research, not just research that will establish what you already believe. Google is right there. The internet is right there. It's all available. It's all very simple. And here's something else I want to talk about. I can say that because I've done the research, not just from YouTube videos, not just from articles and things that I personally believe. The key to knowing if you're right or wrong is knowing not only your side of an opinion, but also the other side of the opinion. That's the only way you can argue. And if you haven't done that research, if you haven't looked at articles that doesn't support your opinion, and then research the things that were said in that article, then you have no legs to stand on. You're just showing yourself to be a sheep yourself. All right. That's going to do it for this one. I will talk to you guys. Dick Mike. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Here's my finger. Watch it. Watch it. Oh, there.